Hi and welcome to our Let's Play series where we take a look at some of Reflection's most loved games and talk to the developers that worked on them. Reflections turns 40 this year and we'll be celebrating over a 6-month period, so make sure you follow our social media accounts and keep up to date.
Hi, I'm Martin Oliver. I've been at Reflections for 24 years. Currently I'm a producer, but when I was working on Driv3r, I was a level designer, building all the cool missions.
Hello, my name's Paul. I've also been at Reflections for 24 years. When I worked on this, I was as vehicle art, and I'm still vehicle artist now, principal vehicle artist.
Ready to play? It's been a while.
20 years.
Let's do it. So DVD-inspired menu, very 2000s. DVDs were still just at the cutting edge at the time.
It was of its time. It was very cinematic though.
It looks beautiful. Let's dive in, see if it looks as good all the way through. Were you a fan of that Driv3r logo?
Oh, we got ribbed so much for that.
We got so much hassle for it.
At the time, everything, oh. I mean, Wipeout did it. They got away with it. Wipeout 3 had a
yeah.
as well,
Who are these shoes?
Bad guy.
Main bad guy.
Dominic.
Trench coat, shotguns. Come on.
Yes, Jericho.
Jericho, here he goes.
I feel the need to point out the police cars have police spelled like that because it's Istanbul. It's not just because I can't spell police.
It's good to know. I was concerned.
I just want to put that out there. I'm getting
Dubois.
Shades of Heat off this.
I think Heat was probably around at the time as well, inspired by Heat. Very gun heavy, this one.
Yeah, very.
Wow, everyone's having a go. Oh no. Didn't go well.
Yeah, so
what was your top car to work on in this game?
On this? Oh God, there's loads. Obviously in this game it's non-licensed cars. So okay. I mean, because we're doing a lot of crashing and shooting them up and stuff like that. So
but they all look pretty realistic.
Mature themes, yeah. Right. So I mean, car manufacturers don't really want people to be shot in their cars. So it was non-licensed stuff, but sort of heavily influenced by. So you'll see cars in there that look like Mustangs or Challengers, Ferraris, Lamborghinis.
Is that the strategy for all the driver games? That we just use?
All of them apart from Driv3r San Francisco, which was licensed vehicles.
Being by Reflections?
I know, yeah, just Reflections as well. Not
low-key opening, Atari.
Not Ubisoft Reflections, it's an Atari one, this one.
What was inspired by Miami? I reckon this is probably going to be inspired by Miami Vice, the movie.
Miami Vice,
that's the classic, okay, that's the 80s Miami Vice scenes there.
Yeah.
Just need some in the air tonight.
Michael
Madsen, big star. Kids can love it. Ving Rhames as well. Wow. Who else? Tanner in his apartment.
Michelle Rodriguez. We ponied up some cash for the name of this. Well, not me personally.
Mickey Rourke. I'm sure he's drinking a can of Monster there. Didn't we have a Monster? Was it Monster?
It wasn't Monster. It's Sobe, as far as I remember. Sobe, the energy drink. We got a lot of that. We got lots of cans of Sobe in the office as part of the deal.
Sobe, a lot of stickers.
Yeah, a lot of overtime, a lot of energy drink, a lot of driving back very wired at the end of the day.
So here is Tanner in his lavish Miami apartment, done well for himself, probably corrupt.
Sir, you're cleared for the range. You said
purposeful stride there into the office. Going to talk to the chief, I reckon. I'll get to the HQ, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we in our apartment then, do you reckon?
Yes, you are. You need to get out the 4 attempts to get out the door.
So this is where probably the first signs
your right stick looks. It's like a third-person shooter, so.
So I think after Driver 1 and 2, we felt we need to have a more pleasant or gentle opening to a game. There's no garage here, there's no insane...
Yes, no. Yeah, because I mean the intro to Driver 1 was brutal. It's nails.
It is.
It's so brutal, so hardcore.
So these streets look pretty empty. I think we should be like lowering the traffic down to make it like a more gentle introduction to people.
Yeah, well it's early morning in this setting, so I think that the traffic's a bit heavier and lighter at different times, but also it's just to make it a bit easier to get down the streets, really.
Some strange controls here. I don't remember getting out of the car on L1. Oh, there we go. Classic driver bouncing.
Big bounce.
Red arrow.
It looks good for the time. It's also remarkable seeing how far games have come. So you said before, like you played a lot of the missions you did.
Yeah, which weren't these ones. I think I didn't start my scripting until probably Nice or Istanbul. I think it's some Istanbul ones. Yeah.
Chase the train. Famously.
A driver game is not a driver game without a chain tracing mission in it. I think here was our first Our first challenge with proper level, like shooting combat level design. We'd never done this before, having just worked on driving.
Yeah, I mean, driver 1 you were stuck in the car, driver 2 you could get out of the car to be able to pinch others, but it was just, yeah, I don't think there was any... Was there any shooting in driver 2?
I don't think you had a gun in driver 2 actually, I think you just had a smart suit.
Just to be able to... Oswald Boateng suit. I remember that. Okay. Are you going to...
X is drive.
X is... Well, so not triggers?
No, X is accelerate, X is accelerate.
Oh no.
Triangles, handbrake. If you press L1's get out of car. Lean on Bacchus. So I think we're into the main plot here.
X for accelerate, what?
X for accelerate, old school. All these cutscenes still look absolutely classic as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's very cinematic. It's shot for a good sort of storyline, a lot of drama and stuff to try and get you.
That's a siege. Follow the cops to the right, okay, classic.
Not jump. L1.
What side are you on? Right, shuffles across.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course.
Right, so you got to follow these. Right. I think a reminder here is from the classic issues of this game with the unsmashable scenery that everyone's used to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, get in the cop car.
Alright, okay.
What car's this built? Didn't you work on the handling as well?
No, I didn't work on the handling.
Can you put the police car lights on?
I was going to look for that once I managed to figure out how to go straight.
One of the thumb clicks.
I mean, it is classic driver handling, so everything's very heavy, very sort of like soft suspension, powered slides around corners.
I think the problem with this one was a combination of this handling and for the first, we didn't do any work on the environment. We didn't really start to design an environment that was supportive of this kind of handling. So not enough stuff smashes, there's too many unbreakable bits. So the handling in isolation is still really powerful and really cool to use, but the level doesn't
lend itself to it. Yeah, I mean, we've got like whole best practices documents kind of based on
since then
of, you know, if you've got stuff that's right next to the road or on corners, it needs to be smashable or placed out of the way. Don't hide rocks in bushes that are going to stop you. There's lots of that kind of stuff now.
I think as well, you know, these games were made in a time before any sort of play testing, so never been in the hands of players to say whether we're on the right track or the wrong track. It's just developers who've been spend 2 or 3 years getting used to it, so we know exactly what we're doing. Whereas now you put it in the hands of a stranger.
The other thing I remember about this is that the cars and stuff you're chasing in any of the missions, that's not AI driving that. That is, we had a thing called pad recordings, so we'd have members of like the QC team or whoever. I think Ant ended up.
It's mostly me.
You as well?
Yeah, it's mostly me.
So that's why the handling of the cars you're chasing looks like really sort of natural, and like the routes it takes are more human, because it is just someone driving that car.
We did about 15 routes for each chase to give the variety, to make it feel different. But when you were driving it, you had to drive perfectly because the cars were set to what we called at the time infinite mass. You would sit there for 15-20 minutes at a time trying to drive perfectly to avoid any kind of crashes or any sort of incidents, because a crash would look really bad. Yeah. So it was one of the most challenging / exciting parts of
yeah, because I guess if didn't even get in the car in time.
Making me feel better. Anytime we changed the level, the physics, the handling, we'd have to re-record them.
The traffic patterns as well, did they have to be deterministic?
Yeah, they're all deterministic.
Yeah. So the traffic patterns have to be the same exactly every time, otherwise, you know, the car you're chasing is going to crash into something invisible or drive through a car that...
It was one of the most, let's say, one of the most demanding parts, and one of the things we did last.
I think it was worth it though, because you know, if that was AI driving, it would be kind of erratic. It might get lost.
We're okay now because AI can handle it and provide compelling chases. But in 1999 or 2002, when this was made, you didn't have that.
And we design levels now so that there's no sort of like dead ends or one-way streets for AI to get lost down. But yeah, back here, you can, you know, it feels a lot more human, that car that you're chasing, the way it's driving.
When do you reckon we move to AI? I don't think we did AI in parallel lines, either.
Parallel lines? No, I think that was still pad recordings.
Yeah, I think so as well.
It must have been San Francisco, but that was a whole different traffic system and everything. Again, that was...
Yeah. What do you... Why? Why? Why would that happen?
I don't think that fence isn't smashable. You're going to have to go around it. Oh, did you again?
Sabotaged here. Give us some hot facts on making cars and the difference between a car in 2024, poly count, detail, compared to this one.
Maybe about 4,000 triangles or so, but that includes everything. So interior, suspension, engine bay, door linings, everything. Because I mean, you can see from the damage, all of the panels open and close and can fall off. You can blow them up. We never had hinge panels on previous ones. So this one's got the Stuntman had hinge panels, but this one, Stuntman did. Yeah, so this got a lot of the stuff that we developed for Stuntman into this.
So the doors will flap open.
So yeah, the doors can flap open. You know, if you reverse against like a lamppost or something, it'll knock it off.
Come on.
The cars in these can actually fully explode. It's a bit like Buckaroo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it's fun when you see it. It's just fun. We've got a thing where if the bonnet flaps up when you're driving, because it kind of obscures your view, after a few seconds it'll fly off so that you can actually see again.
I saw before, it's cool.
You can shoot the cars full of bullet holes, and we actually had to place all of those on the cars beforehand in map.
So that arrived in style.
We had a special bullet scattering tool, so you select the faces you wanted on, press go, and it would put these little bullet decals on, and they were like saved in place.
Yeah, I remember trying to tackle that level of damage was a big thing for us, because we'd only ever really done texture and poly damage before, and then all of a sudden we're trying to do.
It was just panels very. The first driver, I think, it just had a couple of black triangles underneath the bonnet, like built in, and you just like lifted a corner. It was more.
I think we were pretty cutting edge on our approach to vehicle modelling and damage there.
Yeah. We again coming off Stuntman, which was all about stunt driving and things, so there was a lot of damage inherent in that. So we put all of those learnings into this. So these cars, we actually had to split the front, middle, and back off as well, so that when you damaged the front, the boot didn't damage.
So on driver one, you could just hit the front and it would damage the back.
No, well, I think I think those cars were only like 60 triangles. It's like just basically a box with a picture of a car on.
Who's this? Tight gold chain. Handy. That's Dubois.
That's
Dubois?
No,
that's not Dubois.
We're in Miami. Dubois in.
Dubois, the good
Nice.
This is the guy, Bacchus.
French. Bacchus. That's
coming to put the heat on Bacchus. That was the mission.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy who needs some heat. That'll be a shooting mission. Good luck. This is going to really probably expose the one of the more challenging parts of Driv3r, the on-foot shooting missions.
Oh no! Which
really.
Look, invert is.
So we've never done any AI or any character shooting really before. So this was just a huge stretch on our ability, but all technically and creatively. You know, we were all designed to make driving levels. We were super comfortable with handling and stuff, and then trying to bring the same level of quality to a shootout mission was incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
Because talk about the pad recordings before, everyone there you see is hand scripted. They come out on a path, they move behind cover on a path. They did nothing by themselves. It was you know what this could be. Car chase time. Go, 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 go. Time to drive from that.
Oh, that's the foot door I came out of.
Yeah, there's a giant gap there. So you've gone grey into grey into grey. You're not seeing the grey for the grey. And now you failed. So actually this one was quite generous. This one pointed you straight down the route you were supposed to go.
It didn't. It was slightly off from the route. Oh mate, I'm never going to do the shooting again.
You're going to shoot again as well.
When we were looking at making parallel lines and we wanted more variety in some of the vehicles, that was when we started looking at sort of like body kits for vehicles. So instead of having two full cars, we had like a core car and then different front and rear bumpers and bonnets and things.
So actual modding in parallel lines, you can actually mod the cars.
There's modding in it, in paint jobs and stuff.
Yeah. What was our top competition, do you reckon, at the same time we were making this game?
Well, I think you know. Was it Grand Theft Auto 3?
No, it was Vice City was the one that was out, I think at the same time as us, working on this. So that was
Was it? No.
It was, we put Tommy Vermicelli.
Was that in this?
Yeah.
Tommy Vermicelli. Not content with making a driving game and on-foot shooting in action for the first time, we also decided to make things much more difficult for ourselves by including a film, like an actual full film editing suite in the game as well.
think everyone would have seen it from Driv3r and Driv3r.
Yeah.
But the idea is after you finish a mission, it records the entire mission. You can watch it back and have your choice of camera angles with the intent to be able to build your own cinematic sequence. So it doesn't handle the on-foot boards very well, as you can see. But at the bottom, these are all the cameras that will be put in. I'm on auto.
Yeah, and it's just an auto one that does it by itself. Yeah, but you can choose your different cameras.
Do you think it was a mistake for us to move away from just pure driving and try to bring something new to it?
I mean, I can see why we sort of do things like this, because it was sort of a clear expectation by then. I mean, you mentioned games like GTA, whereas you're in and out of the car, you're doing more than just driving, and I think that was sort of some of the expectation there, is that you should be able to. I mean, we could get out of the car in Driv3r, even though it was limited, so it was just a sort of natural extension of that.
I don't think we committed as much time or resources to the on-foot part as we did the driving part.
No, but I mean, if you look though, it's our first shooting part, but for driving, we've done Destruction Derby 1 and 2, we've done Driv3r 1 and 2, we've done Stuntman.
We had a big history of experience.
We had a big history of experience with handling, with damage, with things like the film director.
How do you reckon the modern game would make these chases easier?
Easier?
Yeah.
Smashable lampposts, mate. A bit more than like 2 femtoseconds grace on being able to catch up with
adaptive difficulty on this. We talked before about the pad recordings. This is someone, I don't think it was me on this particular one, but someone that we know, a physical person, driving this car, and they had to go around every corner immaculately.
Yeah.
As you can see, but
and because it's
so hard to catch.
Yeah, and because it's not AI and it's pre-recorded, is that we can't even do things like rubber banding, like slowing down the lead car a bit, giving you a chance to catch up. We can't do that, you know. That car's just going to do that route.
Yes, to drive.
And because it was someone like you doing it for the 100th time,
standards were incredibly high.
They were a bit good at it.
We were. You know, I mean, that's the funny about playing these games. You played them for 3 years. Yeah. So we were experts at playing. You were experts at handling it. You knew the route. You knew how the car handled. You knew what limits you could push.
Yeah, I'm going to use the excuses that a lot of my driving in this game was testing to see if the damage and stuff works, so that's why I crashed so much. So
while I'm busy making the missions and testing it over and over again, you were just playing.
Yeah, I'm just driving into things to see that things are behaving as they should.
What do you reckon? We talked about the gameplay comparators. What do you reckon was the top car comparators at the time on this?
Top car comparators?
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo was a thing. The Getaway, was that right?
The Getaway was a big one. Yeah, Sony's own.
Yeah, in London.
Didn't really compete in the same way.
Was it called Wheelman as well?
Oh, it was a Wheelman. Was the Wheelman game?
Yeah.
Right, this is a good route. This one. Handbrake, mind the van, mind the people, mind the lamppost. Overcooked it.
Oh no,
he's a very static driver in this one. I feel like in San Francisco we put a lot more of the hand action in.
Yeah, so in San Francisco he was driving. Yeah, he moved about. He did like so. We even had him like reach down for like the gear stick and the handbrake. Yeah. So when you press those buttons, the character actually did as well. And the first-person view. I love the first-person view in San Francisco.
You can put it on here as well.
I'm not doing anything other than concentrating right now.
He's going to make a left turn. So you have to actually ram.
That's not handbrake, that's look left.
Handbrake. You're far too fast, triangle. You're far too fast for a handbrake. No, come on.
Can't use any. Oh!
There you go. Well done. It's only like, what, 10 times? He's now got it. Now
no, that was only our second attempt, that wasn't it? in the edit. Thank the Lord. Yeah, we had very sort of cinematic sort of storylines.
just a ruthless killer.
Shoot first. Don't even bother asking questions. I don't know.
Don't kill him off. I feel like he's going to turn around and just.
Yeah, he's guiding him, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, keys? Wasn't a gun. I thought he pulled.
Just a murderer.
Mate.
No.
Is that why it says good, bad, both on the marketing?
Good, bad, both. Yes.
Yeah.
Now he's having a beer with Jones.
I think a lot of the reviewers use that as their thing. Yeah, good, bad, both.
I think this was one of the biggest in terms of marketing games you worked on.
I definitely remember there being a lot of hype at the time. There was massive, there was a lot of posters about the place, a lot of big
endless magazine covers as well. It was everyone was so excited.
I was quite pleased because one of the main shots kept using the motorbike.
Yeah, the motorbike was
the Antilles VO3, which was my wife's maiden name. Sort of changed a little bit to get on there. And VO3 was the file format of the vehicle packages.
The handling files, VO3.
Yeah, VO3 handling files. So I just put VO3 on it.
So that's sort of Easter eggs that we had in here, really, just personal ones and little touches you want to put.
Oh, yeah. I mean, things were a bit more lax back then. Did a lot of things you can't do now. There's a lot of number plates on the vehicles in this that were...
Inappropriate?
No, just like license plates, like off my car. My wife's car was in lots of bits and pieces. Oh, yeah.
So enjoyed this playthrough? Been a long time?
Yes, it's 20 years. The handling's good, you know, the damage is still good. You know, the lighting at night was the first time we've done something like this with the headlights on the cars and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we had it.
Like I said, when you're not on a pressure mission or a timer, I think you can really enjoy it and embrace it, and I think that's when the game starts to shine. Just relaxing around, like Driv3r, really. A lot of the free drive was one of the strongest points. But I think I would recommend people go back and give it a try. I know it got a lot of stick at the time, and I can see why. From playing it here, you can justify the challenge of it. It's still there. It still holds up well in some areas. And it's been quite fun to go back and see it again, and I think one of the joys is reminiscing on making it as well, because it was an absolutely insane game to make.
But it's good seeing like how far we've come as well, and the lessons we've learned over the years, and sort of saying, oh yeah, this is why we do this now. This is why we have that now.
This was almost a pivotal point in the industry, I think, in terms of moving forward, the need to more thoroughly test and assess games before they came out. Yeah,
I mean, if you think about it, like back then, there weren't that many big 3D open worlds.
No, there wasn't. No.
Games, and for something like this that looked as cinematic as this, I always remember the skies in this game because it was set times of day. So we had like all these dawn and dusk
beautifully painted
moments. I think later on there's a bit you're in a speedboat and you're heading out in Miami with the sun setting, and it looks glorious for the time. It's like,
but no, really good to see it again. Really good to take a trip down memory lane. Cool, but it's been good. I'll leave you to finish this mission, because I think you've got another couple of hours to go on this one.